Ja, Hallöchen meine Lieben und willkommen zurück zu Let's Read One by One. Ja, ich wollte das alles ausprobieren, mich Text to Speak, aber ganz ehrlich, das klingt nicht ganz so geil. Und dann würde ich mal sagen, beginnen wir. Und ja, mal liegen, auf geht's. Wir waren in Kapitel 3 stehen geblieben, wo wir mit Undyne uns beschäftigt hatten, und jetzt kommen die nächsten. Again. Ring, ring, click. It turns. And now I'm calling you later than usual. Try something different. Didn't work out. We have to go back around again. Okay, but wait, you're huffing and puffing to the phone. I'm gonna guess you're a little frustrated with all this. Kid, I'm seriously doing the best I can. With every new loop, my paper tray gets longer and my new leads shrink. I told you from the start this wasn't a sure thing, and even then, between you and me, that might have been a little too optimistic. There's not enough variance between timelines. I keep seeing the exact same bubbles. I should have seen this coming. Half of the reason I signed on for this in the first place is cause I figured you'd stay on the straight and narrow. I looked over your every judgment, every fluctuation, and don't take this the wrong way, kiddo, but you are more cuddly than Crater Dog out of his armor. I don't even think you have got it in you to hurt someone's feelings, and that's fine. That's okay. But if you hug it out with everyone you meet over and over again, oh, ich muss schon die ausstoßen. Was ich schon getrunken habe jetzt eben. That just means we are both gonna keep treading the same ground. Oder treading, keine Ahnung, wie das ausgesprochen wird. I made my promise. I won't give up on this, but I think you need to reconsider. You clearly care a lot about all these friends you're making, so maybe spare my fault instead of resetting age. Click. Da hatte ihn das wohl abgeschnitten. Clatter, crunch, 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 crunch. Keine Ahnung, was das heißen soll. Alpha's laboratory was an intimidating structure from the outside, a gleaming chrome hulk that wavered like a mirage in Hotland's burning air, but anyone who stepped through the door would find an inner drawer as understated and apologetic as its owner. Furniture pushed into corners and out of the way. The chilly silence broken only by the low click of hard drives and thrum of very potent air conditioning. And like Alphys, the laboratorium was more complex than it first appeared. Up above was the blinding enemy wonderland of a bedroom, containing no less than 7 consecutive weeks worth of shows featuring characters with improbable hairstyles. And down below, the rust-choked skull of the determination extractor molded in the shadows, and the shaping amalgamates babbled to each other in voices that they themselves barely knew. The bedroom door hissed open. Alphys shoveled out, her claws deftly navigating her phone screen. God, I'm glad that's over. Ich muss ja nicht aussprechen. God, I'm glad that's over, she muttered. What was you thinking with that last question? Oh God, you was broadcasting it, Dad. Oh my God, aber Undyne hasn't replaced her TV yet. Her spectated eyes still glued to the phone screen. She turned and headed for her computer. She glanced up and saw Frisk standing there in the middle of the lab. She glanced back at her phone. She glanced up again and emitted a sound not unlike a balloon being wrapped on a window pane. Ah, you're still here. I mean, that's fine. It's not like I told you to leave or anything. The house is your house, even though it's also a lab. She shoved her phone into her pocket and added, Frisk made no indication that he'd heard her. He stood in place, his head bowed. Alphys crept a little closer and saw the shattered remains of his phone lying at his feet. Oh no, it's the phone I gave you. Frisk's head snapped up, but Elvis' attention was elsewhere. You must have accidentally dropped it, and then accidentally stepped on it several times. She kneaded her lab coat between her claws, made an unconvincing smile. Did you not like the color? Frisk shook his head, held out his palms in apology. He knelt down and tried to gather up the shards, pushing the phone's shattered casing together like a jigsaw, but they slipped through his fingers and clattered back on the floor. His shoulders started to shake, but he kept at it until Elvis finally crept over and took the pieces from his trembling hands. Is that him, you know? Let's see. No, it's okay. Sometimes things just break mysteriously. I fixed it out better than ever. It won't even take me 30 minutes. Frisk stood back up as Elvis pocketed the phone's remains. I used to take things apart and then time myself putting them back together again. That's a normal scientist thing to do. It's not weird at all. Frisk wrapped his arms around himself and nodded. His hair hung in a brown curtain over his eyes. Anyway, I'm sure Mettaton can wait for us to finish. Killer robots are totally known for their patience. She averted her gaze when saying this. You can relax here while I work, if you like. There's sodas in the fridge and plenty of historical reading material in my room. You could stay up there for days if you want to. God knows I have... Hey, why are you shivering? Is the AC too high? More than just chewing. Frisk's full body vibrated like he was about to detonate. He clutched his arm tight enough for his nails to leave half-moon indents in his flesh. His breathing hoarsened it, then turned into a sort of hiccup that made his wool chest jump. As Elvis watched, tears began to trickle out from behind his hair. Okay, this is happening now. Her eyes started around frantically. Her skin turned a darker shade of orange. Frisk's tears kept coming, despite his best efforts to hold them in. His hiccups deepened into sobs. He pressed his sleeve over his face. The fabric gradually started to darken, quite like someone would forgotten how. He was spent double from the effort of it. Elvis looked down at her hands, as if noticing them for the first time. She took a deep breath. Alright, okay. Elvis, you can do this. Psyche yourself up, power at maximum. She sidled up to Frisk and held him close. Her arms were stubby, but they still easily encircled his thin frame. There. Frisk went still for a moment, and then rested his face against her shoulder and kept sobbing. Elvis could feel the heat of him straight through her scales. She frowned, experimentally rubbed at the small of his back. It's alright, she said. Come to think of it, when I was watching Adventure, I thought you looked kind of depressed. It's been really hard on you, huh? She patted his head. Hey, come on, you've got me now. Right, we'll get through this together. That's what friends are for. A pause. You're crying a lot harder. All of a sudden. I don't know if that means I'm doing a good job of our bedroom. Should I let go? Frisk clutched at her and started to wail. His body convulsed in her grip from the force of his sobs. That high, lost sound echoed through the laboratory. Half of Elvis' lab coat had become quite soggy. Elvis gave him another awkward massage, and looked at the lab central monitor. She saw the two of them there in each other's embrace, tear stains spreading down her sleeves. She saw the guilt in her own expression. She looked away. It's alright, she said again, quieter. You can stay here as long as you need. It smelled like flavor packages and Pocky. Ich würde sagen, wir machen hier mal kurz einen Cut und dann sehen wir uns bei der nächsten Folge. Also bis dann.